Welcome back to the Lone Star Ladies, where we talk about Denton County grassroots Republican politics.
I'm Sherry Rose, Precinct Chair 2091 Plano.
And Darlene Howe, Precinct Chair 2098 Carrollton.
And Brandy Kennedy, Precinct Chair 2097 in Carrollton. Sherry, you want to tell us about upcoming events?
Of course. The most important thing is Tuesday, November 4th, is Election Day for the constitutional amendments. So you must vote at your polling location. You can't vote anywhere. You can go to votedenton.gov or collincountytext.gov to find your polling spot. Polls are open 7 to 7. Also, November 8th is the first filing date for candidates to file for office. So you will be able to go to the Secretary of State website and you can see who's filed for office. And that cuts off, I think, in maybe December 8th or sometime in December. Also, Thursday, November 13th is the Conservative Cup. That is a morning chat session that Melinda, our county chair, Linda Preston, has on, let's see here, it's on Thursday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30 at the Denton County office, which is at 2921 Country Club Road. You can also go to dentongop.org and find more information. Thursday, November 13th is the 4547 Club. We talked about this last time. That is a group that has formed. Go to the website, dentongop.org, and you can find out more information. But this particular time on the 13th, Don Huffines, who is running for comptroller, Texas comptroller, is going to be there to speak. And you can go to a single event by paying $50 to attend that event. But then anything past that, you're going to need to join.
Right.
Monday, November 24th from 6 to 8 p.m., Doc Pete Chambers is being sponsored by the Plano County Conservatives. The location has yet to be announced, but you can go to docpetechambers.org and look on his calendar. He's got everything posted on there. I think he's going to be a great candidate, so check it out. And last but not least is Saturday, January 10th at the Hyatt DFW. We are hosting the Lincoln Reagan Dinner. It's our annual fundraiser. It's the biggest one we have. It's at the Hyatt. And go to dentongop.org. You can find out all the information about the tickets. So I hope you'll put that on your list. And also, we need donations for auction items. And if you just want to make a donation, that's all right too.
There's also another event. It is the D3C Friendsgiving event on November 10th, and it's at the Hilton Garden Inn. And Wesley Hunt is going to be the keynote speaker, and there's going to be a ton of elected officials there. So come out and meet them, and all three of us are going to be there as well, so you can come and meet us. And today we're going to be talking to Kevin Falconer. We're going to interview him. He's going to be running for county commissioner again.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. Today we have Kevin Falconer with us, who is the current county commissioner for Precinct 2. And we'll get into his precinct here in a second.
In Denton County.
In Denton County, yeah, sorry.
Denton County.
Yeah.
He and his wife Susan, yes it is. He and his wife Susan have lived in Carrollton and Denton County for 35 years. That's a long time to live in Denton County. They have 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Kevin graduated from Texas Tech with a bachelor's degree in architecture and a master of business administration. Kevin is, I already said that. He was also the mayor of Carrollton and served on several Carrollton City Council spots, boards
and commissions.
Yeah, boards and commissions.
As council
and several other boards around the Metroplex, right?
oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, several regional boards.
Yeah. Kevin and Susan are active members of the church at the Fields in Carrollton and have been focused on missions for years and have been on several mission trips domestically and internationally. Where's your favorite? Do you have one?
Well, it's hard to say favorite, but I would say Haiti was a pretty, it was impressive, and that was a little before it's gotten very dangerous, but it was
Great. Well, we all love Jesus.
life changing.
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, I have the first question.
Okay.
Yeah. So you announced that you're going to run again for your seat.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you for running. And also, we wanted to know what areas your precinct covers because it was so huge. And I looked up that Denton County has 950 square miles. Or
Yes,
what?
that's about right. That's
yeah.
right.
And then tell us about your kickoff campaign.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every, just so you know, every county in Texas has the same governing structure of a commissioner's court composed of a judge and 4 commissioners. And so even a little Loving County that has 80 people does that.
Wow.
Yeah. But so just so Dallas, Tarrant, all of them are all structured the same. So the judge serves we all serve the entire county, but the judge is elected at large across the county. The 4 commissioners each are elected by their precinct, which by law is composed of 1/4 of the population. So we have to redraw as we're growing, we have to redraw those precincts every so often, usually the census,
Which
to make
then-
sure it's the same.
Which then it's gonna change your precinct numbers.
We will, or you would hope that you get to stay in your precinct, but you'll always have 1 through 4.
Right.
But it could move people in and out
Yeah.
of precincts because as you might expect, Denton County is growing much faster than most counties, and it's growing
Yeah, almost a
largely
million
to the north.
people.
It's 1 million people by the current population of over 1 million people, and we're growing almost 100 people a day.
Jeez. Oh my God, that's a lot.
Yeah, and so we'll and most of that growth tends to be towards the north. So you'll see, in the next time we reconfigure, we'll have to move some of those lines up for that reason. So, but I cover precinct 2, and in general, some people call it the Lake District because it kind of wraps Lake Louisville. We actually have 3 lakes in Denton County.
Oh.
Grapevine Lake, Lake Louisville, and Lake Ray Roberts. They're not, Lake Ray Roberts is not entirely in Denton County, but Louisville Lake is. And so I cover kind of in Denton County, that southeast portion, but I cover 10 cities and some unincorporated, kind of starting down with Dallas and Carrollton and the Colony. This is obviously just Denton County, so when I say Dallas, it's the Dallas portion of Denton County.
Yeah.
Not all of Dallas,
Yeah.
but Dallas, Plano, Frisco, and then Little Elm, Crossroads, Corinth, Shady Shores, and then part of Louisville, the Castle Hills part of Louisville.
Right.
So I kind of wrap around the lake.
You ever just get in the car and drive your whole?
I have, and it takes, if I'm just, and usually I'm stopping along the way, but it just driving it takes well over an hour. I mean, it's about an hour and a half, just if I don't stop, just driving.
Gee, and do you have a lot of campaign events that you're gonna be having through, I guess, the primaries?
Yeah,
Up and through
we
March?
will. We're having a kickoff, and then beyond that kickoff, and that's the other thing, because the precinct and the county is pretty big, I'll probably have other events, like the one I'm starting with is in the Colony, but then we'll probably have one in Corinth and maybe over in Frisco, that kind of thing. But and then, as you all know, a lot of the events sometimes become forums, that kind of thing, where there's multiple candidates there and you have the conversations, that kind of thing. I don't really necessarily call them debates. They're not exactly formatted like that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we're excited. We're invited to all of them, right?
of course you are. they're all open to the public. So yes.
Okay, next question. What does a county commissioner do exactly?
So that is a great question.
Because nobody knows.
Almost nobody knows what a commissioner is.
Right.
So I always tell people, because when I say I'm a commissioner, it was when I was a mayor, people at least they think they know, and generally they know what a mayor does. But I say commissioner, and I think you can see it in their head. They're like,
Like what?
well, I have no idea what that is, but I don't want to be the one asking a dumb question. I'm like, it's not a dumb question. Nobody knows what a commissioner does.
Yes.
But it's a complicated thing, but in short, I like to tell people it's a little bit like the commissioner's court acts a little bit like a city council does in a city. But there are differences. It's like everything. That's not exactly true, but it's sort of like that, but we do for the entire county. I think it's important to understand when you talk about what a commissioner does is to kind of remember what the county does, because we're kind of governing the county. And Judge Eads always says something I think is really good, is he's like, you know, your counties, and this is every county in Texas, basically is doing something, services for you from cradle to grave, literally, because we handle birth certificates when you're born, right?
Yeah,
We
that's the
handle,
county,
you know, you get a marriage license, passports,
I didn't even
and
think about
you're
that.
getting, and you're getting vehicle registrations, you're paying taxes here, unfortunately. we have to do
One more place.
Yes, yes. And then we also handle death certificates, right? And we even, some people don't realize this, I mean, like, we handle paupers' funerals, right?
Oh, wow.
Because
Oh, wow.
if you're in Denton County, or any county, I mean, but if you're in Denton County and you don't have any means or family, then Denton County takes care of you when you pass away. So we are literally kind of cradle to grave, and we handle many of the same things that cities do, but things that the cities don't always do, like public health is generally, other than for restaurant kind of stuff, but public health is a county function. We obviously, with public safety, if you're a public official, public safety is always your number one thing. And we have that in many different ways. We have a sheriff, right? And so in unincorporated, all the sheriff's deputies are essentially the police. But then the sheriff runs the jail. We have what is bigger than a Las Vegas hotel in Denton as the jail, which can hold, you know, like 1,600 people.
Wow.
Is it full?
It is not quite full, but it's still, you know, we're going to have 1,400 people, and there's a whole long story behind some of that too. But that's an important thing that cities will, you know, and our deputies will bring those folks to the jail while they're waiting for adjudication and everything else. So we're handling the public safety. If you ever have to use courts, guess what? All of the judicial system is based in the county. So we have, I should know the exact number, but we have over 20 judges and justices of the peace. And by the way, the other thing that's a little interesting, very different from cities, is that we have over 40 elected officials for the county. So whereas in a city, generally speaking, you have, or in all the cities I know of, you have the city council and mayor that are elected. That's it.
Right.
Just those, and that's it.
That's plenty.
And that's plenty. And in the county, it's a little different dynamic, because we, as the commissioner's court, are sort of responsible for the governing of the county, but not like, we don't tell Tracy Murphy, our sheriff, how to do things.
Right.
That's his job, and he's elected official. He doesn't actually report to us. It's a little bit like the federal government with the Congress and the executive branch, right? Where he gets his funding from us. We handle all the funding of everything in the county. So we have to work through all of that, and it's a big job. And I tell people that you really want to pay attention to who you're putting on your commissioner's court, because we have about $500 million budget that we approve and that we spend every year, and that's a lot of money. We're still the smallest piece of your ad valorem taxes, and we get smaller every year, by the way. We reduced it again.
That's good.
I'm proud of the fact
We
that
like that.
in all of my elected years, I've never raised the tax rate. I think that's an important thing, because it's about efficiency and effectiveness. But I don't even remember what your original question was all about. Is what we do.
What do you do?
So,
What do you do?
so hopefully I got that. But we set your tax rate is one of the biggest things that we do. We do the entire budget, and we end up ultimately setting your tax rate, and that's what's coming out of your pocket.
So the primary reason that our taxes keep going up is because of the appraised value, not
Right.
because of, yeah.
Yeah, we are lowering the tax rate because the appraised values are going up
Yes, I
so
read that.
rapidly, and so we're
Yeah.
trying to. Now it's interesting. I've been a elected official in some form or fashion for a little while, and when I first started, we used to actually put on a campaign card like, we're going to raise your property values. It was meant to be good. Like, we're going to bring people in and make Carrollton a good place to come and make your property more valuable. Well, you can't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, I do not want my property value going up. But it is a good sign. I mean, it means that it's the old supply and demand thing, is it right? We have a lot of demand because people are moving here about 100 a day.
Yeah.
And so it makes our property more valuable, but as a result, we need to be decreasing that rate so that everybody's not just getting literally taxed out of their house.
Absolutely.
And while we're waiting for the state to remove
Property tax.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, that's a whole philosophical, many different podcasts.
Another day. But I do have one quick clarification question, and this is probably a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask it.
It's not.
So, if I break the law in Plano, like something big, like I break in someone's house and shoot somebody, do I get tried in this? I don't get tried in the city of Plano. I'm going to get tried in the county by the county judge.
That's correct. And it's going to be, because we have so much of the Metroplex crossing counties, like you might remember recently one where we had a city that crosses a county and a murder happened, and it was like, was it on the Denton County side or the Collin County side? Because that's where the jurisdiction will lie.
And what about misdemeanors and stuff like that?
So oftentimes it depends on the and by the way, just so everybody knows, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a judge.
These are our own opinions.
That's right.
right. Don't forget that.
So always ask your attorney.
Yes.
But misdemeanors like traffic, those kind of things
Right.
are often handled at a municipal court.
Okay.
Some cities don't actually have that, so it might go elsewhere. But like in Carrollton, Frisco, Plano, if you get a traffic ticket, you're going to go to the municipal court, which is one of the municipal judge and is one of the only positions that a city council hires. Right, they hire a city manager, a city attorney, and a municipal judge.
Okay.
That's the only reports they have. Whereas we, kind of that difference.
Right.
At the county, we have multiple departments that report to us that we do the reviews for those departments and all that.
Okay, that's great information.
Thank you for joining us for part 1 of our interview with Kevin Falconer. And remember, you can follow us on OBBM, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and X.
And be sure to send us your comments, questions, ideas for new podcasts to the Lone Star Ladies at myyahoo.com. Thank you for joining us today.
God bless you.
Yeehaw!